Gemini, hi. So this is going to be a reading for July 10th through the 16th, and I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Gemini. All right, the overall energy for the reading, the Fool. This is an energy of moving forward, quite optimistic. Really kind of just going out there, embracing whatever's next. Sometimes you know, sometimes you don't know what's next, but the energy is definitely open towards, all right, let's do this, you know. In the recent past, the King of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, quite determined to leave something behind. Now, I'm not sure if you did, but there's definitely a lot of determination to put something behind you here. Quite stubborn about it too. Juno's here assisting me with all of this. Anyways, just little tiny little, very little bugs. In the current situation, the Ace of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Magician. Well, you can't do that, Gemini. Come on. You're manifesting something, but you're rejecting it. So it's like calling in an energy, it's there in front of you, and it's like, I didn't call for this. I don't know what this is. Not me. Maybe them. Typical. We all do that. Because the problem with manifestation a lot of the times is that when we manifest something, we also have like a clear image about it, how it should look, especially how it should look. And then when it comes in and it doesn't look like that, but it feels like that, we're in a pickle. We're like, oh, man, this feels so, no, I'm wrong because it doesn't look like that. So it kind of feels like one of those things, but we'll see more when we clarify. In the immediate future, the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, the Five of Cups. All right. It's like learning to rebuild happiness, but it's an energy of like relearning happiness. You know, like what happened in the past there where, yeah, you had happy times and all of that, but they all turned to shit or something. I don't know what happened there. It's like, you know what? Let me rebuild the concept of happiness. Let's see how that looks like. Let's make it look different. Let's make it feel different, which is quite interesting. Quite interesting what you're trying to do here. But let's clarify. Let me see the Fool. The Tower, the Eight of Wands, the Empress. Ooh, you want to do something? Okay, so what do we have here? It's almost like a confession. Like you want to say something to someone. Yeah. That's what it's kind of looking like. It's someone very important to you, at least in the way you're showing them to me. But it's like one of those things where you're telling yourself that you know the shit is going to hit the fan once you do this. You know, once you put it all out there. But I don't think you give a flying... I don't think you care. I don't think you care because the energy is too strong. But I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50 on that. If whether or not you will end up putting this energy out there, or maybe you did. Let's do the King of Swords in the recent past, the Queen of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the Three of Swords. Yeah, this is an energy that definitely matched you to some extent. But it also created pain here, like no tomorrow. So whatever this is, it's like, it's just not working out for me. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be something else. Definitely on the same page, again, to some extent, where you could get along from one specific angle. But overall, too much hassle. It's like, yeah, a little too much to deal with. So I don't know. Let me see the Four of Pentacles. The Lovers, the Four of Pentacles, the Strength card. I mean, you felt this connection deeply, that's for sure. And you physically, I feel like things didn't work out in all honesty, but energetically speaking, I feel like you're having a really hard time letting this one go. You know? So let's do the Seven of Swords. You get the Seven of Swords again, the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles. And again, you're showing me that you moved on. You know, you managed to, okay, yeah, it is what it is. Let's move on, kind of a thing. But you're showing me the surface energy, the physical aspect of things. So maybe eventually you got to the place of acceptance and it's like, okay, we got to move on. No time for lingering. I don't believe that energetically you managed to close it out. I feel like it's still there to some extent. It's probably not as before, but I feel like it's still kind of floating around there energetically, this situation. But physically, definitely a sense of freeing yourself from it is showing up. But really avoiding to do that for some reason, you know, which is telling me that maybe you delayed this process for quite a while of moving on. Let's do the Ace of Cups in the current situation. The Seven of Wands, the Two of Wands, the Three of Pentacles. Oh, let's keep on clarifying and then we'll talk about it. I think I'm on to your manifestation here that you're calling out but you don't want. And let's do the Magician and then we'll have a little bit of a talk, Gemini, you and I. All right. So for the Ace of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Two of Cups, the Three of Pentacles. For the Seven of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands. For the Magician, the Ten of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Magician. As I was saying previously, physically speaking, you moved on. Done deal. The situation is of the past. It shall remain in the past. Energetically, though, I don't feel like you're hooked to the situation like you were in the past. But you definitely still have something there that kind of messes with you at this point. Because you're calling this in somehow. A little part of you is calling this in. And even energetically, there's still a little bit of rejection to it. But physically, there's definitely a rejection to it. Because as I said, it's closed out. It's in the past. You don't want it. So it's kind of like a battle of energies here, more than anything, which when it comes through for you, you could interpret it as, what the fuck, you know? I thought I was done here. Am I not? I'm confused. I don't know what's going on, you know, kind of like that. So you're showing me, energetically speaking, that you're manifesting a brand new beginning for this situation. Then you're showing me that you've been doing it for a while, even though you didn't want to. That's the physical aspect of it, that didn't want to part. And then the energetical was like, we'll just keep on waiting until maybe it happens. Even if it's, you know, not like before and it's less, I'll settle for less, you know, kind of a thing. Then, because physically you moved away from it with this Seven of Wands and Six of Swords, you're showing me a sense of, I don't want this, I'm going to go away. But then it's confusing because, again, a little part of you felt like it wanted to go back towards this every freaking time. And then manifesting this, but believing that it's never going to work out because physically it's closed off. But energetically it's not. So you're in a little bit of a pickle. Because it could be very, very, very confusing for you. all of this. Especially since from a practical perspective, it's all gone. It's closed. You're done. And it took you forever, but you're done. But energetically, you forgot to close it off. And now it's kind of messing with you. Let's do the Page of Pentacles in the immediate future. The Emperor, the Fool, the High Priestess. You're stepping into a brand new energy here for yourself. More of a go-getter, more of a risk taker, I would say. You know, where I feel like your intuition is showing up big time. And you're definitely tuning into it and definitely playing with it in the sense of, if your intuition tells you, hey, go left, you're going to freaking go left, and you're going to do it like with everything you got. So really listening to yourself a whole lot more and stepping into that place of let's go get shit done, you know, which is great. And I feel like you're starting to open up to that in here somewhere. You're starting to learn how to do that, which is a freaking amazing energy. This has nothing to do with anybody else. This is specifically for you and your growth and how you approach that. Let's do the 10 of Cups. The 3 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Pentacles. You're definitely trying to almost rewire love. Based on especially this experience here. You know, I don't feel like you're trying to erase what you knew as love, what you knew as happiness. You're just trying to restructure it, trying to give it a different meaning. Because you keep on going back to this as a reference to your happiness. And that doesn't necessarily make sense, especially as you're stepping into brand new energies for yourself, you know? So things, when it comes to this situation as being your happiness, it doesn't make sense anymore. But there's still a little bit of back and forth because, again, these energies are not closed off. So they still exist there somewhere, you know? And not very clear, but just enough to mess with you, especially as you try to restructure some things, you know? Let's do the 5 of Cups in the immediate future. The Sun, the Page of Cups, the Hermit. Yeah. Another confirmation of I want to be happy, basically. That's my goal. And looking at the past and looking at this as happiness, because at some point maybe it was, but really finding a different definition for it. And it's through your own healing that you're doing that, because you're stepping into a little bit of a wave of healing for yourself. And as your frequency starts changing, the way you perceive happiness or the way you want happiness to be is going to be different. But you have the reference point is that of the past situation here, which it's actually current right now, at least energetically speaking. So it's kind of like, hello, Juno. It's almost looking like a reference point of how not to do things, you know, how not to repeat certain patterns that would bring that kind of happiness. Juno, you're lovely, and I'm sure Gemini loves you, and you're back. But Mama's working. And you're yawning. Great. Thank you. I appreciate the courtesy. Let's close it off with some words from the universe. 9 of Cups, Ace of Wands, 8 of Wands. Yeah, you're in a very different place. I mean, you for yourself, you're doing great. Energetically speaking, you're in a great place, and you're only going to go higher and higher in this energy, which is awesome, amazing. When it comes to this particular situation, things aren't necessarily fully closed off. And because of that, you might go through something that you would possibly translate as an existential crisis. Like I'm not doing something right, you know, something is off. Everything is right as far as you're concerned, but your attachment to this connection is still somewhat there. Even if it's messy, even if it's kind of untangible, I would say it's not something clear. It's just coming in as an energy that's just messing you up at times, you know. But as far as your growth, your work on yourself, keep on doing that, because things will get more clear, and you're definitely gonna, you know, reestablish some rules around, especially around the aspect of happiness and love. So that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.